This story of Cheyenne, aka the Profitable Pioneer, talks all about how she made $31,000 after a month and a half working with us, teaching people how to build and monetize a homestead. Cheyenne's story is really amazing on how she literally went from financial hardship to literally making multiple five figures in just 30 days. How she actually first discovered the Conscious Creator Academy and my teachings through an email. And the email alone, the free content, made her $11,000, and it showed her how she was ready to go all in and learn more about how to monetize as a content creator. Not only is her niche super unique, but her story is very inspiring as well. So let's get into the video for today. All right, Cheyenne. So the first thing I want to know about you is like your niche. I think you have one of the most fascinating niches that I've ever seen in all the students that I've coached and creators that I've been fortunate enough to work with. So tell the world a little bit more about what you do and what you create content around.
Yeah, so I work in the agriculture industry. I was born and raised in the agriculture industry. My life was in the 4-H and FFA programs. I don't know if you've heard of those or know much about them, but they were my life. And so I went to pre-vet school, decided it was not for me. I've literally done everything all over in the ag world, and I just love it so much. And this kind of found me more than I sought after it. My husband and I had some family issues. We had a little bit of financial abuse going on in the family. And I just turned to the only thing that I knew, which was agriculture. And I'm really good with animals. And so we broke out. We moved back in with my parents, and we just dove into our homestead and making money off of it. And we learned that we're really good at it. And so once people started seeing our business kind of take off, it just kind of started locally with local farmers that saw how good we were doing. And they asked us, like, how did you do that? So I started meeting at our local library and teaching people how to start a business that is actually pretty successful. And I didn't even really focus on like how to make money. It was mainly just like the legal side of things, right? Like how to get an LLC and all of that. And I just found out that I love it. I'm super passionate about farmers. And farmers are grossly underpaid, like grossly underpaid. The suicide rate is huge in the agriculture community because of that. And so now that's what I do. I just help farmers increase their profits so that they can take a freaking break, and not be so stressed.
Wow, I love this. And this mission runs so deep because, like, selfishly, I'm just so passionate about building a homestead. Like, that is totally like my dream, which is so funny because I feel like people would be like, really, Julia? You don't strike me as that kind of person. But I'm like, yes, like Marcos and I, my partner, like, we just want to get land. We want to build a homestead. So, like, I hope you know you have a customer in me when I'm ready to do that. But I love this niche because it's so unique. And I really want to highlight that you shared how you just turned to what you knew, right? So like you were in a time of almost like crisis where you're like, I need to make money. Like I need to start a business. I need to do something to just kind of get me like my head above water. And now you literally have made $31,000 since you've been with us, which has been what, a month and a half? So
Yeah.
talk to me about this. You discover CCA. How did that happen? How did you discover my page? How did you discover the Conscious Creator Academy? And then we'll fast forward to how you made $31,000 in just a month and a half with us.
So it's totally a God thing because I don't know how I found you. I don't remember signing up for your email list. Obviously, I did somewhere, somehow on Instagram, but I got an email from you in December that said, here's how you make $15,000 before January, or yeah, I think it was like before January 1st. And it, like you talk about all the time, you want to give people your best information for free. And you taught me that by example because that email made me $11,000. And I was just blown away. Like it was just so, I think what had happened was I'd been overcomplicating it for so long. it was good. Business was good. There wasn't really anything that was like holding me back per se, but I just wasn't scaling, right? And so then I read that email and I was like, oh my gosh, Cheyenne, you are overcomplicating this. And and then I went out and I made $11,000. I was like, holy crap, what just happened? And since I had gotten that with your free information, I was like, no, wait, there's got to be something that is, worth gold in CCA. So when I joined, it was awesome because the way that you coach resonates with me super, super well. And so I really wanted to just learn the back end. I wanted to learn about how you operated through school. I wanted to learn like what it looks like on the back end of things. And what that did for me was I feel like it made me gain confidence of like, you can scale to whatever you want in a month. You don't have to put a limit off of how much you can make in 1 month. And then it also gave me a new perspective of how I can help my clients. And it's so amazing and so fascinating how I can take these farmers and teach them how to utilize social media in the same way that you're helping Instagram creators. And so really it was just like a learning from your example. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know. It's just been this huge blur of
Yeah.
life in November was like kind of difficult. It wasn't like super, super great. And then December, January, February hit, and it's just like a whirlwind of like, I don't really know how that happened.
I love that. And I love what you said because I just recorded like a new intro video for CCA this morning, like the first video people are going to watch when they sign up for the course. And at the last minute, I say, you didn't find this program found you. And this is like further confirmation for me where another podcast I was just doing, interviewing another student, we were talking about her customer journey. She's like, I got on a call like 6 months ago. I said no, I wasn't ready. I joined your membership. Then I bought a digital product and now I'm here and I made all this money and I'm so successful and like blah, blah. Same exact story where you're like, I did the thing. I used the information in the email. I saw the result and then I said, I want more. And I think this is a great lesson. So thank you so much for sharing that of when you give your best stuff away for free, it's actually like your best selling point versus like a lot of people come to me and they're like, how do I know what to give for free and what to give for paid? And I think you just gave a perfect example of that where it's like, I do give my best foot forward in my free content that builds the trust with the audience to then have them come and say, yeah, I want to sign up for a 4-figure program. So have you experienced this with your clients as well too?
Yes, yes. I actually revamped my free offer. I revamped
Nice.
my emails, everything, and it made all the difference in the world. And the something that is so fulfilling for me is when I'm meeting with someone one on one, I'm giving them my best information for free, and it's like they are scrambling. They cannot write fast enough because
Yeah.
this is a connection, a light bulb moment that they have gotten for the first time. And it's also been really cool because many of my clients have, they go to the biggest people first, the people that are making multi-million and billion dollars, and they learn nothing. And then they're like, you have 3,600 followers on Instagram, and I've learned more from business from you than these huge people. And and I think it's just because like there's no gatekeeping. I just want to tell them whether you join with me or not, I truly want you to be successful, and this is the best foot forward that I can give you.
I love that. So what you're really talking about is depth, right? The depth of the relationship. And I think that's kind of what happened with us. Like you considered CCA, right? You got on the email, you got on a call, we were sending DMs back and forth. And I think this is what's really great is that you can never control the customer journey. Like you just
Right.
never know when someone's going to sign up. You never know when they're going to buy. And what I teach inside of CCA is like, make sure your door is always open. And I think the
Mhm.
experience with us is like you kind of walked yourself to the program when you were ready. So
Yeah.
let's take it back a step. I'm curious to know, did you have any fears before signing up for CCA?
Yeah. I did. I did. Um, any investment like that, like if you're not scared, then maybe it's not the best investment for you. I don't know. Maybe that's a personal
I like
opinion,
that.
but I think that's what like helped me move forward was that you had answers to questions that I have had for years. And I wouldn't get those answers until I invested in myself and until I actually believed in myself enough to invest so that I could make it happen. And I think, how they say that sales is like 95% mindset, 5%
Hmm.
systems. We focus so hard on those 5% when a lot of the times our mindset doesn't really come together until we do something big like that. It's kind of like the point of no return, right? It's like, okay, I just invested $7,500 in myself. I guess I better freaking do it.
Hmm.
And it's wild. That's all I have to say.
I love that. And what I love so much is really like your ability to apply the knowledge in CCA so quick, right? Like we're recording this February 21st. You joined in January. So maybe like a little over a month that you were in the program and you've been able to make such an amazing amount of revenue and like cash collected, not just like money coming in. Like this is the actual cash you've collected in your business. So I'm curious to know like what tangible skills that did CCA teach you that you were able to make, over $30,000?
Tangible skills would definitely be mindset of like giving myself the permission to actually go do it. And
Mm.
then the other part of that would be the ability to listen to my client and actually communicate to them how I can help them. The videos that you have on like your sales call and things like that that really encourage the relationship between you and your potential client. I think that has helped me more than anything, just in terms of being able to ask the right questions during the sales call so that not only does it help me get clients, which is one wonderful goal, but another goal is to make sure that I'm actually a good fit. And what it's been able to do is it's actually helped me say no to people that I truly don't feel
Mm.
like would benefit from my program. And I think that that's just as valuable as the people that have entered into my program. And I wouldn't have known how to like qualify that or to help them actually be on their way to what will actually help them, because I want to help them just as much as I want to help myself. And I think that that video of the sales call was by far the most beneficial for me personally.
Wow. I love that. The sales strategy, like the qualification, asking the right questions, maybe even like objection handling and things like that. So, what was the missing link? Like, what would you say brought you from like, okay, I made about 11K with the free stuff and now I skyrocketed over 30K with the paid stuff? Like, what was the missing link for you?
A good question. I think the missing link was just over complicating it. I've been over
Mm.
complicating it. And it really is as simple as I have this skill and then I go out and find people that need that skill. And that's it. That's the end of the day. And every single day that
I
I
love
wake
it.
up, I know that I have this skill. I know that there are millions of people that are hurting right now that need my skill, and I find them
Mm.
and they sign up. It's like as simple as that. But I've overcomplicated it for so long. Just learned to stop doing that.
Yeah, I love that. So it's like the simplicity and ease of business. Like it gets to be easy, it sounds like.
Yes. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love that. So with that, like what are some other results that you've seen? Maybe like in your mindset and things like that. I would love to know a little bit more about like how else the program has affected you. Clearly a really positive financial return investment, but like anything else?
I love being able to have a place where I can go ask questions. I've already utilized the community for that, where I've been able to go in and ask a specific question and have answers that were extremely helpful for me. And then I think there's something so powerful that business owners don't utilize as much as they should is if you want to become a multi 6 and 7 figure earner, then you need to hang out with other multi 6 and 7 figure earners. You need to rub shoulders with them. You need to believe that you are allowed to be at that table with them. And a lot of times I feel like we kind of sit and we wait for that to happen. We wait for people to invite us to the table when really you just got to go and sit at the table. And when you do that, you can't help but elevate your thinking. You can't help but elevate your mindset. You can't help but elevate your belief in yourself of like, I'm constantly seeing that Julia makes this amount per month. And I'm constantly seeing that. It's constantly in my head. Then I believe I can do that. And then your thoughts become your results. And it's beautiful. And like I said, it's still like my mind is still whirling. And I think it's because I'm not thinking about it anymore. I'm just doing it.
That expression is so powerful, like rubbing shoulders. I love what you said about rubbing shoulders, right? Being in the room, bringing your own chair to the table. And that's what you did. And I think this is what's so powerful about investing in yourself. And I love talking to entrepreneurs. As we're talking, I'm just thinking about this. I'm like, I freaking love entrepreneurs and I love creators. And I love just being able to have conversations like this because these kind of relationships don't just like fall from the sky. You have to bring your chair to the table, right? You have to pull up your seat at the table. And this is what's so interesting is that most people will just think like, oh, right, my dream partner is going to fall from the sky. The dream business opportunity is going to come knocking on my front door. But what I love about your story and what's so inspiring is that you did the thing before you felt ready. So you actually signed up for the program before you could see the result, right? Because you built that confidence of like, well, I can do it with the free stuff. Imagine where the paid stuff would take me. So my question to you from here is if someone's on the fence, like let's talk to Cheyenne that just read that first email and she was thinking about signing up for the program, but she was afraid. She couldn't see that she made $31,000 in just a little over a month. What would you say to her, that person that's on the fence of an opportunity that could change their life?
I would tell that person that nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over and expect the same results, you're not going to scale. And oftentimes we need something that pushes us to the point of accountability and it pushes us to the point of no return. We are going to press this purchase button and we cannot turn back. And sometimes that is what you need to put a fire under your butt, so to speak, to get it done. And a lot of people have so much fear of like, what happens if we lose our shirt on this, or what happens if it doesn't work? And those thoughts are normal to have when anyone makes this big investment, but I would rather lose my shirt and in the process of trying than living in the same spot this time next year.
So powerful. Cheyenne, thank you so much. That was so powerful. And I think that's a beautiful way to really just like land this plane and really commend you for taking the leap. I think after this podcast, what I've learned about you is that you are a go-getter and you are really going to make like lemonade out of lemons, given all of the situations that led you to this moment and your resiliency to just show up in pursuit of sometimes the muck and the hard stuff is why you're so successful. Success leaves clues, and you have really done an amazing job to get yourself to this point. So I just want to say that I'm so grateful to have you in our community. I'm so grateful that we had the chance to have this conversation. And I just want to know if there's anything else you want to share with the audience before we wrap up.
Do it, you guys. I don't care what program you want to purchase. I don't care what coach you want to invest in or whatever that looks like for you. Sitting on the sidelines is painful. It's painful. And instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you can be in the arena. We're waiting for you to come play with us, I guess.
I love that. Oh my God, I think we need to clip that for the beginning because I'm like, that's really good. Like, don't sit on the sidelines. Come to the arena. I love it. Thank you so much, Cheyenne. I loved having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure.